Welcome to Verbling. I'm teacher Oakley, and for the next hour here on Verbling, students will be practicing job interview questions in English. Uh, Yesterday's class at this time, we covered some of the more basic questions and some of the basic strategies of participating in a job interview conducted in English. Today, we're going to jump right into more specific questions. I'll try to challenge you a little bit with some more subtle or specific type questions. And give you feedback both as to your content and your strategy in the job interview, as well as obviously your English pronunciation, grammar, and perhaps vocabulary. Okay, that's the name of the game. That's the class. Come on in and join me. Plenty of room. I'm ready to start the interview. Don't worry, I won't be too brutal. Don't be too nervous. First thing in a job interview, you have to show confidence. So who's got confidence? Come on in and join me and we'll get started with our imaginary job interview. Don't be shy. Don't make your interviewer wait. Okay. All right. We're going to be practicing job interview questions in English. Come on in and join me. We'll jump right into it. Come on, let's go. Let's go. All right. Okay. Some real basics, I guess, I can discuss before I get some students in here to actually start. Okay, here we go. All right. Great. Okay. Hello, Rebecca. Welcome to the class.
Hello, how are you today?
Doing okay. Thank you very much. Nice to see you again.
Thank you. Me too.
Great. And hello, Hogan. How are you?
Yeah, I'm just a little tired. And how are you doing today?
I'm doing well, actually. I'm doing okay. Thanks a lot. Okay. Today we're going to jump right into practicing job interview questions. Keep in mind the things that we covered yesterday. Some of, the basic points. Try to always stay positive. And remember, the interviewer is looking for specific examples, giving specific examples of your accomplishments, things, your qualifications, things you can do, things you've done. It differentiates you from all the other candidates. For me, who I used to conduct interviews on a regular basis as a regular job, the whole general approach, speaking generally, just doesn't work because every interviewer's heard it a million times. So giving specific examples, and last but not least, before we start, remember, as the interviewer, I'm looking basically very simple for two basic things. Are you motivated? Do you want to rise in the company, stay with the company a long time? Will you come to work? Are you motivated to even show up to work? Are you motivated to take further training if it's necessary? And number two, and back to the examples, how are you going to make money for my company or save money for the company? And that's it. All right, enough of my preview. Let's let's start practicing. Let me quickly welcome Anatoly to the class.
Hello.
Hi, long time no see.
Yes, because we are working in different times zone, I think, because today is day off for my country. It is why I am able to participate. Usually I can in that time only in the evening.
Right.
For me. Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, I haven't seen you in a while. It's great to see you again. Okay, let's get started. Plenty of room in the class. If anybody else out there in Verbling would like to join us, just jump in anytime. It really doesn't make any difference when you come in the class. All right, let's get started. First, we're going to we covered this in yesterday's class, the basic questions, you know, tell me about yourself, tell me what qualifications you have, tell me about your experience. Those are generally the kinds of questions you start with. And then after that, there may be questions about, basically questions about you, I guess. You, your personality, and how you work. So I'm going to start there. A round of these types of questions. Rebecca.
Yes.
Okay. Rebecca, I would like you to describe your work style.
My ideal.
Describe your work style. So, you need me to explain a little?
Yes, it's like my ideal work.
No, style.
No. Style.
Style is your hairstyle, the way you style your hair. Your work style is the way you work. So,
Okay. Okay.
yeah.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Well,
So, yeah, go ahead.
yeah, no, the way of working. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I'm working at home, you know. So I consider myself a very rewarding person talking about jobs, you know. So the fact that I'm working at home doesn't mean I'm not responsible with my job, because some people here in Spain can think, okay, at home nobody can work. But I am very stricted with my timetable, and I like to be very neat. Could I say neat for talking talking about job?
Possibly, but keep in mind that neat means like tidy and clean.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that's what you mean, or would it be better to
Organized.
say organized?
Organized. That's the word I was looking for. Yeah.
That's what
Very
I thought.
organized. And well, maybe I think I consider sometimes I'm very anxious. For instance, if I send an email and I don't receive the answer in one day, you know, because that is not my way. If I receive a mail, I send an answer, you know, very soon. I don't need to wait. And it's very annoying to me when I send mails and don't get the answer maybe in 2 weeks, you know. It's so that is not my way. I hate that actually, you know. So, well, maybe I think I'm very anxious. Anxious? Could I say anxious? Kind of.
Well,
Nervous? No. Nervous is stressed up, stressed out.
okay. See, if you're in a job interview, you have to remain positive and anxious. You want to avoid negative words, and anxious is a little bit. It has negative connotations. So
Rewarding is better.
nervous. Nervous is definitely negative. All right.
Okay. And what about rewarding?
How about this? Yeah, I didn't understand that. I actually made a note about that. What did you mean by rewarding? But before I forget, before I lose this,
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah. Keep
It
going.
might get lost out of my brain. Yeah. I'm trying to figure out how to spell it. Hang on.
So you get the idea. Did you get the idea?
I do, and it's a big long word, so it's. Hang on. Here's my word for you. My
Yeah.
vocabulary.
Surprise me.
Yeah.
Conscientious. Wow.
Oh,
Could you pronounce that, please?
yes, and you don't need the whole thing. I actually put up the wrong. Hang on.
Wow. Conscientiousness.
Conscientious. Conscientious.
Conscientious.
Conscientious.
Conscientious.
Yeah.
Okay,
Conscientious.
what does it mean?
Conscientious. You get that email and you feel like you have to take care of it right away. So you don't let responsibilities wait. You take care of things immediately as soon as they need, as soon as you're able to. That's conscientiousness. Being very conscientious is like being. It's similar to being very responsible, but okay. So it's okay. It's like responsible, but even stronger. And conscientious has also to do with that whole time thing. The fact that you like to take care of things. You can be responsible and wait 3 days to do something, but if you're conscientious, you want to take care of it immediately. You see?
Okay, and so for seeing is a positive thing.
Oh, very, very positive word. Yes.
Okay. So I don't know. I don't know what do you think about waiting for an answer during 15 days. I don't know you, but for me, it's very annoying.
Okay. Okay. I don't. All right. A little English. I don't know about you, and you might say this in an interview, by the way. I don't know about you. I don't know about you, but for me, whatever contrast you're going to say.
Okay, I don't know about you, but for me, okay.
Whatever. You can use this structure very widely. I don't know about you, but for me, the color purple is very beautiful. It doesn't matter. It could be any topic. If you're going to.
I don't know about you, but my opinion is blah blah blah.
You got it. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, and okay, back to rewarding. You said I am or I'm not a very rewarding person. I didn't understand what you meant by that.
Well, rewarding is something that is when something needs a lot of effort, you know, I think, or time, or your job, or something like that. So, well, maybe for people, is no good adjective.
Well, I'm not sure. Okay, first of all, let's make.
I'm your boss, and I want from you your best job, you know, so I am a rewarding boss.
Okay, it is the word rewarding, right? Okay, look, you usually don't use the adjective rewarding about people. It's not normal. I have a rewarding job. It benefits me. I enjoy it. It makes me feel good. It's a rewarding career.
No, that's not the word. Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's how that word is used.
I think demanding. Sorry, I was confused with the word demanding and rewarding. Sorry.
Okay. All right. Big difference.
That is much better now. Yeah. Demanding. Yes.
Okay. Okay. Now there's a word. All right. Interesting. We're talking about these vocabulary words. There's a word demanding, which if you're going to use in a job interview, I might say I'm very demanding of myself. I expect a lot from myself.
No a person. Of myself.
Right.
Okay.
Because you don't want to say I'm very demanding of my staff. I make them stay late every night and I give them 150% of the work I think they can do. I'm extremely demanding. That's not good. That sounds negative, you know. But if you're demanding of yourself, that's very similar. That's very similar to saying conscientious, actually.
Okay. Yes. Synonyms.
Synonyms. Yes, actually. I'm conscientious. I'm demanding of myself. They really mean the same thing, actually.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
And that both together are a rewarding feeling.
There you go. A feeling can be rewarding. Yes.
Okay, good. Thank you so much.
Okay.
I'm going to
Also,
think this work today.
okay. Well, that's what we're here to do. Here's another thing. I'm no responsible. Actually, I've noticed this once or twice. Rebecca, you do this. Make sure you're not saying I'm no responsible. I'm not responsible. I'm not crazy. Don't say I'm no crazy. I'm not crazy.
Not. I'm not crazy. Okay.
Yeah, like that.
It's with T. With T. Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right. Regarding your content, very good. Also, back to the whole vocabulary. Positive words is even staying positive, but even thinking, being conscientious about the words that you use, being careful about the words you use. Okay, it's psychology, but even using a word in your interview like problem it's not a problem, it's a challenge.
Okay, it's better, yes.
Yeah, even if you're referencing I am really good at working on problems, even though that sounds like a positive statement, just using that negative word has a negative connotation, and okay, it's psychology. It's so try to even the words you use are even important. Okay. All right, but your content was very good. Okay, explaining how you're conscientious and giving an example with the email.
Okay.
Very good. Exactly. Don't just use a bunch of adjectives to describe yourself in an interview. Use examples. It really makes you different from the other 100 applicants.
Okay.
Because you obviously are going to give different examples than they ever would. Right.
And I think it's just not for a job interview, it's for a meeting, So it's going to be very useful, this thing.
Sure. Okay, great.
Thank you.
Okay. All right, let me move on to Hogan here. Okay. Oh, here's a tricky question. Hogan, do you ever bring work home with you?
I rarely bring my work to home. But there was a case I have to bring work to home because I had to finish the job by the end of that day, and also I have to go home. I cannot stay all night. So in that case, I a couple of times I brought work to home.
Okay. First
Can
of all,
I say that?
Sure, but let me give you feedback on the English first. Okay, you go to the mall, you go to the library, you go to your cousin's house. With the word home, it's an exception. You do not need home. So you do not need the preposition to with home. And it sounds very strange. You should not. Not you don't need it, you shouldn't do it. So I brought my work home, not to home. When are you coming home? I have to go home. We never say I have to go to home. I am coming to home. You don't need to ever with home. Okay? That's one thing. And I forget how you said it. I couldn't make notes fast enough, actually. But there was a case when, you could say a case when, or maybe a case where, a case when I had to bring my work home. Okay. So you missed the relative.
When or where?
Yeah.
Probably I
missed that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that your response was good. I like to, you could have even added a little. You said, "Oh, I normally don't bring work home with me." Okay, you could have maybe added a little something just because I like to make sure everything is completed before I leave the office and I'm organized for the next day. Something a little extra. Mhm. Maybe, but not necessarily. And then adding that you brought work home when you had to meet a specific deadline. If I have to do it, of course I'm going to do whatever I have to do to meet the deadline. Okay, that's very positive. That's good. All right.
But which one is better? Just try to finish at work and never bring work home,
Actually,
or
we all know that this really happens in real life. You have these crazy deadlines. We all have crazy customers that make
Mhm.
ridiculous demands. Everybody knows that. Interviewers know that as well. We all know that we're going to have pressing deadlines sooner or later. It happens in every career possible. So, I think your answer is actually very good. Saying, "Oh, I never bring work home," or "I never work late," or "I never do extra," "I never work on weekends." It sounds a little strange because we all know that happens.
Yeah,
So,
right.
you know. So your answer is actually pretty good. Really realistic. I think that's kind of a model answer. Really, it was good.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay. All right. Anatoly, here's a question for you. Um, Anatoly, how would you go about adjusting to work in a new company? What do you do, or how do you handle starting a new job?
Okay. I would study firstly about my professional area in this job. I would study laws which near in district of my new job, and after that I would organize communications with my colleagues. And next, I need to understand how programs work in that company, and I think I need to concentrate on the aims of new job.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this could be answer for in a job interview for that
Mm-hmm.
question.
Okay. Okay. I especially like the last part. Okay. A little first again, the English. I'm not sure what you said, Anatoly. I learned about the laws
Laws, because
here.
I work as an accountant, and for me, work in company means to understand laws in the district of accounting, in area of accounting, and
Okay.
and similar districts like maybe uh, human resource laws like this.
Okay. I wouldn't say districts, areas, maybe.
Areas.
Districts.
Okay.
Districts are specifically parts of a city.
Okay.
You're talking about actual land. We don't use districts to talk about abstract things. Districts are physical. So, okay. All right. The laws in different areas. But you used a verb, I might say, that relate to the new job. That's my word,
Relate.
relate.
Yes.
That
Yes.
might be useful. Or that are relevant to the new job, whatever. Okay, also slightly confusing. I would learn how problems work in that new company. Okay, now that could be in English, that could be misinterpreted. I think what you mean is, okay, how problems are resolved. Eh? Yes, all right. Okay, different ways to say that. I would learn how It depends on the job. If it's more technology, I would learn about the troubleshooting strategies of the company, or okay, I would learn about the problem resolution process of that company, something like that. Because it's a little vague at how problems work. It almost sounds like who's making the problems in the company, which doesn't sound, of course, doesn't quite sound right. And I did really like the last part, and I think that sounds very good. I would concentrate on the aims of the company, especially for job interviews where you're talking to the HR people. Yeah, that's gold right there for the HR interview. Keep in mind that in many international companies and Western companies, English-speaking companies, it's very common to have 2 or even 3, possibly even more interviews, and it's very common to have a first an HR interview, and then you work your way to operations, where they'll be asking you in operations interview more scenario-based, very specific to your skill set. So you don't have to worry so much about the flowery answers, but you know, the nice sounding answers in operations, you have to just know what you're doing and show that you know what you're doing. But in the HR kind of interview, it's a really nice phrase, concentrate on the aims of the company. Here's another, a little, especially for the HR interview. If the company that you're interviewing at has a website, and they all do nowadays, if you can find a mission statement, okay, or a corporate slogan, or a statement of whatever, statement of the goals or aims of the company, then remember that. Look at that, find that before the interview, before you talk to the HR people. Because I guarantee you the HR people have this mission statement memorized. I guarantee it. I guarantee they know the slogan by heart. So the primary elements of that, whatever, customer service, best product, whatever they're talking about in their mission statement, the HR person is already programmed. This is good, this is good. So if you're relating these ideas to them in your interview, their pre-programmed brains are going to be saying, this is good, this is good. HR people are kind of like robots. Okay. For example, Verbling, mission statement. Verbling's mission is to empower people all over the world to become fluent in a foreign language. There it is, very simple and direct. So if I was interviewing with Verbling, I might want to talk about how I thought language empowered people and people could change their lives, and I really wanted to make it possible to help people change their lives, move to another country, get a new job, go to a university in another country. And I might add that empowering people through the use of language can help make a better world. Hire me, Verbling. As an example, that's how I would use the mission statement if I was having an interview at Verbling. You see what I'm saying? You can use that. Might not work so well with operations. They're more interested in getting the job done. But HR people, they'll fall for it every time. Okay. Anyway, Rebecca, let's go back to you here. Okay. Okay.
Okay.
All right. Rebecca,
Yes.
what type of work environment do you prefer? What is your ideal work environment?
Well, good environment, you know, with all the colleagues are get get well on, you know.
Get on well.
Yes, come on. Get on well, you know. And because, you know, well, that is not my case now because I'm working, as I said, alone at home. But I used to work with company, you know. With company, I mean with the other people.
Mhm.
And it's very important, you know, the way which the relationship with them are every day because in your work, in your job, you spend most of the time, you know, during the day,
Mm-hmm.
at least 8 hours. Imagine that, and imagine every day 8 hours. If you don't have a good relationship with the person who is beside you, you know, every day, that will become a nightmare, you know. So it's very important to be happy with the people around. Of course, there are some problems, you know, some things are not working well, going well, you know, because it's like it's life. But that is just a concrete moment, you know, a specific moment. But most of the time, for me, it's very important keep a good relationship and go on well with them.
Okay.
Essential. That is basically basic, you know.
Okay. Basic, that is essential. Okay. And again, get on well. By the way, English note, British tend to say get on well with other people. You're friendly with other people.
Get,
And
no go. Yes, get, yes.
yeah, and Americans tend to say get along with. I get
Ah, it's a
along
question
with.
of countries. I thought both. Okay, get on and get along. Okay.
Yeah, they're a little bit interchangeable. Some Americans use both, but some Brits use both. But more or less, tendency is, yeah, Americans say get along. We just don't
Okay.
get along, or we get along
Get
really well.
on. Get
Yeah,
along with, and the end is with people, with my colleagues, with my blah blah blah.
yeah,
Okay.
that's right.
Good.
Yeah, okay. Um, and you're giving an example, but okay, when you're giving an example, it's perfectly okay to use the pronoun you. You want to work in a place where your colleagues, um, you were kind of slipping into using the colleagues or the. Okay, you can use you and the possessive your colleagues and
You,
you know
you like talking about me, yeah.
yeah.
Okay,
Why
in
are
this
you?
case it's better. You need, you have, you talk. Okay, you have to have. Okay, okay,
Right.
yeah.
When you're giving a hypothetical work atmosphere, you're speaking hypothetically. Well, you really want to be able to get along with all your coworkers, and your
Yeah.
environment needs to be friendly and
Mm-hmm.
productive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. And because it's a hypothetical, use would instead of will. So you said, can you imagine it will become a nightmare? It should be it would become a nightmare because it's
It
imaginary.
would be. Ah, okay.
Yeah.
So say again, which one would be better?
Would, because it's not
Good.
a real will is a real situation.
Ah, yes.
Would is for something we're just
Hypothetical. Yeah.
dreaming about. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I said will. Okay.
Yep. Okay. All right. Now your content. All right. Well, of course you want to get fine. It's most important. I would definitely say that it's most when you if a question about atmosphere, talking about the people first and foremost as the most important thing. I think that is important to do. Even though it may seem obvious, other people may talk about other things, but um, you you may mention something about the degree of formality or informality in the company, that's pretty easy. Look around the place that you're interviewing and look how formal or informal they are. Match
Yeah.
it.
Oh well.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah. That's
Well,
an easy one. But
maybe in my mind was some experience. I just said about that idea I had. Maybe.
hmm hmm
But you're
and
right. Yes.
and it might be, worth throwing in something about being productive. Make it where everyone is productive. We can see that we're meeting our goals. It's great to be working in an environment where your goals are clear and you know when you've reached a goal.
Yeah.
Depending on the job, because there are other jobs, I don't know, like research, where the goals are a little more woo. Depending on the.
Or maybe I could have said, well, working in an environment where every people are like a team, you know,
Yeah,
a football
sure.
team playing together, and one takes his part and the other one the other part, but all together are a big team,
Yeah, sure. Sure.
something like that.
Yeah, atmosphere question. I think the most important thing is to talk about people.
Yeah.
All right, let me welcome a new student to the
Thank
class.
you.
Mustafa, hello. Welcome.
Hello, teacher. Welcome you. Thank you.
How are you? Hello, how are you?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking.
Okay. Is that a picture of you?
Yeah, this is me. This is me 1 year ago or two. Yeah, one year.
Is that right? Wow.
Yeah. Yeah,
Totally.
why?
I have. Can I be honest? I'm going to be
Yeah,
anyway. All right.
be honest.
Totally not what I pictured you like.
Yeah.
Not at all. You're nothing like what I pictured in my mind. I had this picture of you in my mind, and it is completely wrong.
Yes, I'm trying to be sometimes laughing out a lot of things. I do a lot of things, so people maybe
Yeah.
imagine me something else, something different, or
You
someone
look
different.
very serious and businesslike. You look like, I don't know, the president or something. All right.
Okay, thank you.
Wow. Okay, that kind of blows me away. Cool. All right, hang tough, Mustafa. I'll come around to you in just a little bit. Okay. Let me talk to Hogan for a minute. Okay. Oh, right, Hogan. I'm going to give you the killer death question here.
Another one.
Yeah, and I will
Okay.
tell you that when I was an interviewer, I always ask this question. Okay, very simple. Why should I hire you and not the other 50 applicants?
I think I am fit in this specific position. I have good qualification and I had proper education. I had been working this area for a long time. I know much about this this position and responsibilities. I know what I'm doing, so that's why I am perfect position in this specific position.
Okay, I am perfect for this position.
Perfect for this position. Yep.
Okay. Okay, English, I am a fit. Should be I am a good fit.
I am a good fit. Okay, I'm a good
Yeah.
fit.
Okay, now, all right. Okay, other than that, your English is fine. A little brief. Now, this is a very normal question, by the way. I don't know if anybody's ever had this in an interview, but the idea here is kind of self-evident in the question. How the real question is, how are you different? How are you unique? Why are you one different person from everybody else? So that's the key. You have to talk about what's different. You did a little bit. You talked about how you knew the area. Okay, you knew the jobs and the necessary what you had to do for the job, however you said it. So yeah, you were definitely on the right track there. Okay, but the object think about this question before the interview because it's very common. Think about how you're going to make yourself unique among all the other candidates. In what way? And that could have to do with your qualifications, could have to do with your educational background. It could have to do with something just unique unto you. I have actually had, when I was taking an interview, I had this question, and I was applying for a job which I had never done before. So it's very hard for me to say what you said, Hogan. Oh, I know this job and I know what needs to be done. I'd never done this job before. So when I got this question, I anticipated the question and I was anxious for it, actually, because my answer was, I think my really wide-ranging and varied background in several different occupations, involved in customer service, in sales, in production, in management, in construction. I think the fact that I have such a varied background makes my approach much more creative than you are ever going to see from those other 49 people out in your lobby. There's nobody that can match the variety of experience that I have obtained in my lifetime, in my professional lifetime. There's just no way. And that makes me uniquely qualified to bring something different to your company. I said something, probably not exactly that, but very close. And they hired me. So just because maybe your background isn't that specific job, this could actually work to your advantage if you know how to use it. Okay?
So actually, in the employer's point of view, what they are looking for, what to expect the candidates answer this question.
They want somebody unique. If you give them a blah blah answer, oh, I'm probably more hardworking, and I do have a bachelor's degree from one of the best universities in the country. Well, so does 10 of the other people. They are looking for something unique, and that unique thing, I can't give you the perfect answer on this question. I can't, because you are all unique.
Okay.
In your own way.
Uniqueness is the best answer.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll keep in mind. Thank you. Yeah.
Sure. Okay, another classic question coming up for Anatoly. Anatoly?
Yes.
All right. Do you prefer to work independently or on a team?
When I apply for a new job, I should think about what they expect from my answer. Probably I need to say something about working in the team, because for a big company it is very important. If I am applying for the job, an individual job, for example, owner would hire independent manager. Probably I would choose option number 2 about working independent, possibility to decide myself, to solve myself problems without applying to the boss, to the colleagues, without asking their helps. Probably I would answer more in the first direction about working in the team.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's your point is well taken. That it definitely, and all your answers and your preparation for an interview, Anatoly, is exactly correct. One blanket general, this is what I'm going to do, this is my cover letter for everyone, this is my resume for everyone, this is what I will say in an interview for everyone is never going to work. You, as Anatoly pointed out, you have to tailor, adjust, tailor your response to each individual company. Absolutely. Couldn't agree more. 100% agree. Yes. Absolutely. So, if you don't know, if it's not obvious to you, as the circumstances that Anatoly was pointing out, if it's not obvious, then go in the middle. Well, it depends. I don't mind doing some projects by myself. I enjoy taking the responsibility. But to be honest with you, my favorite kind of meeting is a brainstorming meeting. I love getting together with a group of people and sharing our best practices and ideas and attacking a problem in that mode. Saying something like that. You know, I love to be responsible on my own. I also love to work with a team. Okay, fine. Whatever. If you don't know, just say both. Nothing wrong with that. That, in my case, that answer happens to be actually completely true. So I'm not just shining it on there. It's really actually true. Okay. Anatoly, your sentence construction a little backwards. I'd like to say if I'm in a small company, I would solve problems myself. Okay. Without asking for their help. I think you said helps. Please remember, help is uncountable. I can't.
Uncountable. Okay.
Yep. I can't ask for 3 helps. I need 3 helps. That doesn't make sense. It's not countable. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Anatoly. All right. Mustafa. Okay. I've had this one a time or two. It's a easy one if you're prepared, a tough one if you're not. Mustafa, what philosophy guides your work?
Okay. What philosophy guide my work? It's a tough one. Okay. Okay. In my opinion, I always believe like if I want to do something, I have to be guided by someone who has more experience than me. Maybe he has an experience in that field, so I can go and ask him. And in order to get like knowledge and information on the way, how can I do my work or my job? So this is, I think, the best way in order to achieve what I want to do or to get what I want to do in an easy and safe way without maybe any problems. So when I go and ask that person with an experience in that field, so I would avoid failing in a problem or anything like this. I think this is maybe the best way in order to find your way in your job, especially if you don't have a lot of experience in that field. Go and ask the person who has the experience, and then you can take his way maybe, and maybe you can add more and improve your situation or your job position or anything like this. But I believe that getting experience from someone already done this job before, have done this job before, is the best way, like to be guided, to be supervised at the first time, and then you can take your way and go and have your own philosophy after that. But from where I get it from someone like has an experience. That's it.
Okay. Okay. All right. I missed that one. All right. You can. Okay. First of all, English. You can take his way. Not take. You can do things his way. I can do it the way you do it. I want to do it the way you do it. Can you show me the way you do it? Do is the verb. You're talking about doing actions. Actions. All right? So do. I can do things his way. After that, okay, you said you can take your way. Okay, well, again, same thing. You can do it your own way, or we also have the expression in English, you can go your own way or go your own direction. Okay, First of all, keep your answers a little more concise and economical. All right. You basically said the one thing, but you said it over again like 4 or 5 times in a
Yeah,
different way.
exactly.
Okay. In a job interview, you don't need to use 6 or 8 sentences. It's not an IELTS test. It's a little different. They're very
Okay.
similar in reality. They're quite similar, but in another way, they're very different. In an IELTS test, you need to talk as much as you can, but not in a job interview. You need to answer the question. So if you can answer the question in 2 sentences, go ahead. If it's going to take you 20 sentences, go ahead. You do what you have to do. Okay?
Okay.
So
Okay.
watch that. And also, I'm a little skeptical of your answer. It has a little bit of negativity. You said if you don't know how to do something. Well, you're implying in my crazy interviewer mind that you don't know how to do it. You're implying you're not confident. You're implying that you lack skills.
Mhm.
This is not really going to impress me. All right?
Okay.
Stay positive. All time stay positive.
Okay.
Now your answer, it's not that and the other thing is that makes me nervous about your answer is you're talking about following a supervisor, following a mentor, and following him, and learning everything he knows and doing what he does. In reality, I have seen this in real practical life, and somebody picks the wrong mentor and it screws up another employee. There are people that worked in the company for 10 years who are bad. You may pick a supervisor or somebody as a mentor who has all the worst habits. They cut corners. They know how to cut corners and get around the boss and they have all the worst habits. I've seen this countless times. Your answer makes me nervous. Much better to say, okay, if you're going to go with this general idea, much better to say, oh, I try to learn as much from as many people in the job as I can. Try to understand a variety of perspectives, and everybody knows different things, so I try to learn different things from different people and piece together my own kind of work strategy or work method. Something like
I
that.
see.
You
I
see?
see. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
your answer, from an interviewer's perspective, your answer made me nervous on 2 or 3 different
I'm
levels.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry because my answer made you nervous. Make
No, no, no. I'm imagining. I'm role playing. I'm an interviewer. So just telling
I
you.
know I know that you have a lot of experience in like interviews, so I got
Yeah.
knowledge from you. So yeah, this is a tough question for me. This is the first time I asked this question, so yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it can be a fairly common question. I'll share you my answer, and it's brief. This is a question where the answer is going to be quite brief. They're asking for your slogan, like your mission statement, basically. So my answer was I've answered the same thing 3 or 4 interviews. I just said, look, it's simple. My father told me if you're going to do a job, do it right the first time, and don't half-ass a job. Do it right the first time and make sure it's done right. And that's it. It's very simple. It's a very simple philosophy, and I don't believe in cutting corners. I don't believe in I don't believe in. I believe in doing things the right way the first time. That's it. Done.
Yeah,
I'm done.
yeah. Short, simple, and strong. Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah. Okay. And that is a fairly common question. So, yeah. Okay. All right, Rebecca, back around to you. Let's see here. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right. Another describe question. I don't know. Describe your ideal boss.
Huh. Very handsome. I'm joking. No, no, no. No, no, I'm
Okay,
joking.
okay, wait a minute. Time out, time out. I have to say something here. I have to say something. Now, seriously, in a job
Yes.
interview, if you're actually in real life a funny person and you make jokes like that, it, to do that in a job interview, that's awesome. That's great. It shows you're relaxed and you're confident. There is
Uh,
nothing wrong with cracking a joke in a job interview.
yeah.
Nothing at
And
all.
okay, good. Just
That
for
was
the first thing. And
that
then
was a
say,
good.
okay, sorry.
No, 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 and that's perfect, and it loosens up the. There's tension between the
Spontaneous.
interviewer. It
An
loosens things up.
spontaneous thing.
Yeah, it's exactly a spontaneous thing. Not
Yeah.
sit there and tell a joke like you're a comedian. No, obviously not. But
Yeah.
like, yeah, that's great. That would be great in an interview. I would immediately, if I'm the interviewer, I would immediately feel closer to you as the interviewee if you said something like that. That would crack me up.
Okay. Okay. So feel free for saying something like that, but no
Sure,
too much. Just a short thing. Yeah.
sure, sure.
So this is really spontaneous,
I
you
mean,
know.
we can be professional and be funny at the same time. And,
Yeah.
funny and spontaneous. It's possible. They're not mutually exclusive. Not at all. I
Yeah,
don't
you know
think.
what? I agree with you because otherwise would be a robot, you know. So
Yeah,
answer my question in the
right.
right way,
And
you
that's a
know.
good point. I never want to hire a robot.
Yeah.
I,
So
I,
yeah,
I have interviewed several
I am a
robots.
person in front of you.
Yeah,
So
well,
you
some
know.
people are robots, or at least they interview like a robot.
Yeah.
They don't speak with any intonation, and they look straight ahead and
No.
answer every question like this. And yes, I am qualified
They
because
want to control the situation, and that is the way they have, you know.
they think
And
it's
it's very bad.
professional. They think it's professional to be unemotional, and that's not true. That's a falsity.
No.
That's not true.
No, no, because they want to control the situation, and for me, I wouldn't lie, you know, that it's too much. It's not real. It's not real.
Yeah.
It's not reality.
Okay.
Right. So
We agree.
my ideal boss, apart of that, would be well a person who could drive me in the best way, you know, and take my best all the time and support me. Of course, saying always my mistakes, but at the same time, how I could improve them, you know. If I make a mistake, always say, okay, you make a mistake, but the other thing you could do is this. No, okay, you make a mistake and you are the worst person in the office. No. So always supporting, and because I think it's just not good for me, it's good for the company, you know.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay.
that would be my ideal boss, a supporter, you know, a
Okay.
teacher, something like someone who helps me in the bad moments, and of
Okay.
course could say the best as well.
All right. Okay. All right. Get the best out of me. And
Get the best out. It's an expression.
yeah. Okay. My boss gets the best out of me. He gets the best performance. Is obviously what you're talking about. Okay. Your points were excellent. Supportive, gets the best out of me. That's a really good one, actually. By the way, what would be a great boss? Somebody who can help me reach my potential. Somebody who gets the best
Yeah.
out of me. That's a great answer. Really terrific. Supportive. Okay, well, that makes sense. Absolutely. Okay, in this kind of an answer, this type of a question, remember to stay organized. Keep your English organization. I can think of 3 factors that are the most important for me. 1, somebody who helps me to enable my
Okay.
potential, blah, blah, blah. Secondly, somebody who's supportive when I make a mistake, da 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 da. Third, someone will help me to increase my
Okay,
skills and teach me things.
and script to follow.
Yeah, you kind of skipped around because you did one and then another one, then you had a conclusion, and then you went back to another one. You did a conclusion and then you came back to it. So keep your organization. It helps you. It sounds more professional, frankly.
Sure.
Using
Yes.
standard introduction, make your points, and a short conclusion. It sounds professional, really. So if you can answer your questions using that organization, it will only help your case. I've really enjoyed yesterday and today's job interview classes. You guys were awesome. I thank you very much, but I'm out of time. So, hey, ciao, guys. Bye for now.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank